Good morning in Osaka. It is Monday morning and yeah, we're packing up and stuff, getting ready to head out. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a big ramen cup. Yeah, ramen cup noodles just better in Japan. Like, I don't know why it's so expensive in Canada to buy cup noodle. I feel like sometimes it's like $5 for a good one. This like big one is like $2.50, I'm pretty sure. And it's got like meat and stuff in it. But then again, you know, it's been a while since I've bought a cup noodle back home. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. So yeah, we left our hotel around checkout time and we're headed to the Shinkansen. Yeah, we're taking the train back to Tokyo. That's where we're flying out from. Well, Narita. We're a little bit worried about it, but seems like the train that we want to take comes every like 15 minutes, so very low pressure to be here on a specific time or anything. It's about 170 Canadian, I think, to go back to Tokyo. You know, we bought all of our tickets as a group thing, so I kind of didn't actually see the price. But yeah, we did kind of debate about it. Like, should we just fly to Osaka? Because apparently fly to Narita. Apparently flying is about an hour faster and costs less than the train. But I don't know. I was kind of against it. I like the train, mostly just because the train's cool. But also, you know, you don't have to arrive early like you would at an airport. And since we've never gone to a Japanese airport for a flight before, I know we'd want to be there pretty early. And then the layover was going to be like 4 hours, which is like kind of long to hang out at an airport. And, you know, not really enough time to go to Tokyo and then do something meaningful and then come back to the airport. So the train went out in the end, and yeah, I ate a good bento on the train. I guess I didn't really talk about it, but it's mostly just meat on rice, and I loved it. Plus, I don't know, just looking out the window is really nice to me. I'm like, yeah, look at this. The field's going by, we got nice clouds. If I was sitting on the other side of the train, there was apparently a view of Mount Fujii. But I'm kind of like, yeah, you know, it's a big mountain. Not really too worried about it. Yeah, just looking out the window. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Anyways, we're getting into Tokyo now. And yeah, we've got about 4 or 3, I don't know, something hours to kill until we need to head to Narita. So we met up with Max, who was waiting for us. Yeah, he left his shirt in the hotel, and we gave it to him, and we gave him a proper goodbye. So, yeah, that's good. He's heading to the Haneda airport, which is closer to the downtown for his flight. And, yeah, we're kind of just chilling out. We don't really have any specific plans. That's why we're out front of Tokyo Station right now. There's some tree planters that you can sit on, kind of like a benchy area, which you know, there's not a lot of seating in Tokyo. They're like just public areas with benches or whatever. And yeah, watch these birds. Baby bird. Yeah, my bag. If you don't know, I made this backpack myself. Partially because I wanted a big bag for the trip, but also just, I don't know, they don't make bags like these. And it held up well for the whole trip, so pretty happy with it. And yeah, Alex wanted to go to Akihabara, back to the Taito game station, and play some rhythm games, specifically the drumming games. Down here in the basement, all of the stations were full, so I was like, Alex, while you wait for that and do your own thing, I'm gonna go walk around Akihabara a little bit. So, you know, I did the same thing that I did everywhere, just kind of went into a few shops I guess I didn't go into many airsoft stores, but went into another one here. And 2 for 2, airsoft stores have a bunch of neat patches, where it seems like every other store doesn't really sell patches. And I like a neat patch, you know, I got a new jacket on this trip. I need some patches. And another hard off, last hard off of the trip, and they had a new 3DS for $75 less than I bought mine for. I was like, what the heck? Oh well. I thought about buying it, but decided to leave it for other people who are looking for that Japanese 3DS. It's out there still, guys. But yeah. Checked in on Alex, played some drumming game with him. That was fun. I was pretty bad at the Taito drumming game. It looks simple, but I don't know. I wasn't great at it. And then I headed back to Tokyo Station and kind of just walked around the station. There's like a whole mall underneath and beside it that's pretty confusing to navigate. I was looking for this Ghibli store and I think I bought like a pin from the Ghibli store. I don't know. But yeah, I was ready to meet up with everybody again, and we're all like, yeah, we should probably head back to the airport. It's about 5 p.m. and our flight is at 9, I want to say. Maybe boarding starts around 9. The train to the airport takes about an hour? Oh, probably faster. We decided to take the Narita Express, which is about $30 instead of like the bus, which is like $10. Mostly because we're all just tired and don't want to think about it. It's just we were next to the Narita Express train and it was easy. Except it wasn't that easy. We were supposed to buy a secondary ticket to get on the express thing. But luckily the ticket checking guy, his machine also lets you buy the ticket right there. So we just bought the ticket from him. Thankfully, you know, there wasn't any like fine or penalty, it seemed like. It's just, you just pay extra with the guy. And yeah, at the airport, doing our check-in with Zip Air. You know, everything seemed to go alright with me. I put my jacket on and put the 3DS and some other heavy things into my jacket pockets. And my bag came out at 6.9 kilograms. So 0.1 kilogram under the limit where you'd have to like, you know, maybe check it or something. Or, you know, they'd get all rulesy on you. But yeah, that's budget airlines for you. Anyways, getting on the plane and flying out here. I was seated in the middle. The Wi-Fi didn't work on my phone again, so I didn't buy anything during the flight. It was like a 10-hour flight or something, I don't know. It was long. But it's kind of weird leaving Monday night at like 9 or 10 p.m. And then we've arrived in America and it's Monday evening again at like 3 or 4 p.m. So we've traveled back in time. Oh, and I found a pin on the ground for this Freetown Christiana thing. Somewhere in Copenhagen. I don't know. Apparently you could buy weed there until recently. But anyways, yeah, we're in America. I've made it through all of the checks fine. You know, I was kind of worried about the stamps on my passport, but honestly, no one's really been looking at the passport much beyond the first page, so that's good. I guess you only stamp the insides when you're like going into a country. I don't know. I have a bunch of America stamps and some, I guess the one Japanese stamp for when I went into Japan. But, yeah. We're looking for a food truck, a highly rated food truck on Google Maps, but it's just a parking lot, no food truck, so. Lied to again by Google Maps. And, there's a bunch of businesses along a stretch of road behind our hotel. So, we kind of just walked around here until we saw Society, a bubble tea / food store, which was fine. I got the Thai chicken on rice, and it was alright. You know, not the best thing I've eaten on the trip, Maybe I should have just got some fried food. I was kind of in the mood for like, just give me that greasy American food. So after a long nap in the hotel, around 11 p.m., we went to the Wendy's, but the indoor dining area is closed, and I was angry. But luckily, they were just letting people order at the drive-thru window, which they normally don't do. But maybe since they're close to all the hotels and like lots of people just don't have cars because they're just spending a night while they wait for a flight or something, they sold me a burger. And that was good. After the burger, we all tried to sleep for a couple hours, and I think around like 2 p.m. I was just like, I'm gonna play some games on my phone. And then Adam also around 2 a.m. started playing games on his phone. I think at some point Don realized that we're all awake and was like, hey, let's maybe go watch the sunrise. So around 3:30ish, we took an Uber out, and it's probably around 4 a.m. I don't know, the math is probably wrong here. The sunrise is supposed to be at like either 4:55 or 5:55 a.m. Either way, dawn breaking is supposed to be like earlier than that. So here's some night sight photos. This is kind of what it looked like to the human eye. Like you could see things. In the camera though, it's the video camera, it's still pretty dark. But yeah, we're gonna watch the sunrise next to the Golden Gate Bridge. Not actually gonna see the sun cresting over the hill for a while, but it's nice to see it become day next to the Golden Gate Bridge. Pretty picturesque beach. No one else is here, so that's good for us. I always like a secluded area. And yeah, walking down to the beach. Wasn't sure if I really wanted to do that because it means hiking back up, but it's a nice area at least, so it'll look cool. Yeah, the morning glories. We'll see if they bloom by the time we head back up. Now I forget what this beach is called. It's not Baker's Beach, but it's just the one north of there. I could look it up, but nah. I was looking in the tide pools, seeing if I could see any creatures down here. Seemed pretty empty though. So, wanted to walk to that big rock. The classic YouTuber walking away from camera shot for you. And the classic cheeky picking up the camera shot. Yeah, that's right folks. I pick up my own cameras. Anyways. Yeah. Cool area. I want to look at that big rock. Yeah, these seagulls eating something off of one of the rocks. I'm not sure if it was a plant or if they're like eating mussels or something. Or maybe like there's some bugs walking around in there. Who knows? But yeah, here's the bridge from this cluster of big rocks. Still plenty of beach over there if you wanted to keep walking. But that was far enough for me. Yeah. Gotta get some selfies with the Golden Gate Bridge. Plenty of selfies we're taking here. And a closer look at that big rock. Yeah. It's got stuff growing on it. Mussels. Not sure if these were pelicans, but some people call them pelicans in our group. I just thought that they were seagulls. Either way, neat to see the birds flying in. Yeah, the morning glories, they don't look like they've really bloomed that much on our hike back up the stairs. There were, however, a lot of slugs that I didn't really see on the way down. Luckily, I don't think I stepped on any. This one was huge. It was like the size of like a medium dog turd. Like, that's my hand next to it for scale. Yeah. That's like the biggest slug I've seen in my life. Like a fistful of slug there. Pretty nasty. But yeah, that's slugs for you. So once we get back up at the battlement thing here, we're like, let's go to Baker Beach. And Baker's Beach has got like a proper parking lot area that we could get picked up from. Didn't really want to get picked up from the road here. I don't know. I guess there was areas that they could pull over at, but it seemed weird. Going down the same ladder. It's nice to see that some things haven't changed. Classic Adam. So yeah, Baker's Beach also has a decent view of the Golden Gate Bridge, I guess, if you wanted to just go to Baker's Beach instead of hiking down the cliffside. I like the trees here. Oh, and there's some people body surfing in the waves. I bet the locals would consider this to be pretty tame waves, but they look big to me. Like, this is about as big as the Lake Ontario waves get. Yeah. It's a neat area. Anyways, went up to the parking lot. They had a washroom, which was apparently not in great shape, but at least it's a washroom. Oh yeah. Somebody has dropped a bunch of confetti on the ground and did not clean it up. Guys, if you're gonna do confetti related things, like, do it with paper confetti at least, instead of reflective plastic things right next to the ocean. Like, what the hell? Some people ruining the beautiful public parks. Like, come on. Anyways, we called an Uber from here and we're headed back to our hotel area, more precisely the IHOP just up the street. So we're gonna get some breakfast, and surprise, we're meeting up with Alex again. Yeah, once we landed in San Francisco, we're all like, yeah, Alex, it's chill if you just want to go straight home. Like, we get it. But he actually works kind of close to here, so he came out and ate breakfast with us and hung out for a bit. You know, still pretty early. He also had an early morning of waking up at like 2 a.m. But yeah, across the street there's a city plaza for Narita and San Bruno. We just came from Narita Airport, so that's kind of funny. And I guess it makes sense, you know, San Bruno and Narita, both cities next to a major city that people are actually visiting. So we hung out for a bit until checkout time. Checkout was at 11 a.m. and we got on the hotel shuttle again. Nice to not have to pay an Uber to get to the airport. And that shuttle was like pretty much full. So people are really using it. That's cool. We've got a Porter flight out from B Gate, which was not signed very well, but yeah. Oh, and these water filling stations. I didn't notice these last time I was here. It's nice to fill up your water bottle again after you go through security. Anyways, some classic waiting around. Eventually got on the airport. Touched the outside of the plane for good luck again. It's a bit of a smaller plane, but I did get a spot in the overhead, even though I was like one of the last people on. And I got randomly assigned a window seat, so that's kind of nice. Get some window shots for you guys this time. And it's during the day, so you can actually like see some stuff. Pretty neat mountains. But eventually we do go over a cloud, and you can't really see anything, so not that great. Oh yeah, and the wings were really creaky on this flight. We had one moment of big turbulence, about like 2 seconds of like free falling feeling. But overall, you know, pretty decent flight. We're getting into Toronto a bit after 10 p.m. And yeah, it's been a lot of traveling, guys. We broke up the flight from Japan to be, you know, to San Francisco and then Toronto. It's about half as much as a direct flight, so it's kind of worth it. But at the same time, it really doesn't feel that worth it when you've been like just traveling for this long. It's not very comfortable. But oh well. Made it through into Canada fine. They didn't really look at my passport, so that's good. No one seemed to notice the stamps, if that is a big deal or not, so I'll take care of it later, maybe. Just a slew of trains on the way home, taking the UPX, even though it's a little bit more pricey. I was kind of thinking that the one fare program would have meant that I didn't have to pay for the TTC, but I think I did get charged another $3 on top of the $5 for the airport to Dundas West. So, I don't know, not really a big deal. It's just like, kind of thought I wouldn't have to pay extra. Oh well. So yeah, streetcar in it, back to my house. Yeah, it's a pretty transit heavy road trip. Not too many car rides. I think the only car rides we were really on were when we were in America. And, you know, seeing the Golden Gate Bridge was a special case. But, yeah. Checking out my back door, seeing if this is finally done. It's been like 2 weeks and doesn't really seem there's been much progress. So, that's kind of annoying. But yeah, later guys.